Sales Accelerator is a modern consultative sales approach. It isn't something new that's going to be replaced by the next new fad. Accelerator provides the processes and the methodologies of a high-growth sales organization that make up a modern sales approach, one that will enable the sales force to create and win deals despite the external factors that have in many ways made sales more challenging. Without updating your sales approach, you harm your salespeople by leaving them unarmed in a difficult competition, while also allowing them to fail to create enough value for their prospective clients for them to prefer to buy your solution. We solve this with the Level 4 value creation framework that allows salespeople to start the conversation at a strategic level, establishing themselves as insight-driven, consultative salespeople and problem solvers. The sales process outlines all the stages of a deal, providing the sales force with strong direction on the outcomes they need to achieve to create and win new business, while also providing a common understanding and language that provides for better sales calls and better results. Without a sales process, each salesperson is left to their own devices, with their sales manager unaware as to how deals are progressing or in some cases regressing. We provide a very straightforward and adaptable sales process and the guidance necessary to customize it to your company. This will give you and your team a common view of sales and a common vocabulary. This is a key to improving your results.
Yeah, I think making what we learned here today extensible to our leadership team, because we're struggling now with already having too many priorities and initiatives. So going through the value-based decision making, I think will help bring clarity to where we invest in the first quarter of 2020 for the future.
And I know you think about that from your peer and leadership perspective, and I think about it even down to our frontline salesperson and our account managers. I already Skyped one of them and said, I can't wait to share with you what we learned today.
There are some key methodologies necessary to a high-growth sales organization. Let's look at some of the core methodologies without which you're likely missing some of the competencies your sales team needs. Okay, Level 4 value creation. The primary idea here is to move away from all approaches that start with product or service or solution. We do a horrible disservice when we onboard new sales reps, as they're always being indoctrinated in features and benefits, something that clients don't seem to care as much about. Instead, you'll learn to begin the client conversation with the trends, the factors, and the events that will impact their most strategic outcomes. This shift in approach is easier to execute than most imagine, and it results in a better conversation about why the client might need to change and the implications of doing nothing. Very few sales forces have done the work to teach and train their salespeople how to become a truly consultative salesperson. When salespeople aren't equipped to have strategic conversations, providing context and a provocative perspective, they generally rely on their company and their solution to compel change and differentiate them, reducing the odds of them winning anything. This methodology, building insights, along with the philosophy of sales and the Level 4 value creation framework, form the foundation of a modern sales approach. We prioritize this learning first because it's the core of what follows. Not only does the next methodology provide the guidance for reaching your goals, but territory and account plans also give strong direction on how to create opportunities that the salesperson needs to create and win to reach their goals. The work of territory and account planning is what allows for strategic prospecting. Doing the work of deciding where you're going to identify the opportunities you need to reach your goals is the starting point for a sales force that's going to create and win those opportunities. There are some things in sales that never change. One of them is the need to close deals. But in B2B sales, you have to gain a number of commitments before you can ask for the business. Closing happens across the entire sales cycle, not just at the end like we've been taught for 30 years. Most salespeople have never been told, much less trained, to gain all the commitments across the entire sales process, let alone given the strategies, the tactics, and the language necessary to control the process and help their dream clients move forward. The methodology here is unmatched in its ability to help salespeople recognize the commitments they need and the confidence to go gain them. This is the key to overcoming the challenges of a non-linear sales and buying process. Now you can exercise control. Of all the areas our clients suggest they need better results, creating new opportunities always tops their list. They struggle to get their team to prospect, especially when they're a senior salesperson. Combining this course with the territory and account planning course creates the structure necessary to hold your team accountable for doing the work of prospecting. What will ensure that this works for you is a course for sales leaders on how to conduct a weekly pipeline meeting that creates accountability. Everyone who's ever tried this immediately gets better results from their sales team with new opportunities. We've done something different than most platforms. Namely, we've provided the sales force with a complete library of 100 objections or challenges, all with the exact language they need to overcome the objection, resolve the client's concern, and move forward into the next stage of the sales conversation. We call this program Coach, and salespeople love the spot training they need right before a meeting. If you want them to sound better, we'll give them the language. These are core methodologies, but there are many more inside Accelerator. You're going to find courses on gatekeeper strategies, discovery strategies, questioning skills that you haven't seen before, presentation strategies and skills, and things like how to develop an executive presence and how to run effective quarterly reviews. We also provide you with sales management content, including a framework for coaching your team, as well as a proven operating cadence that helps you keep everyone on track and creating that positive culture of accountability. All of these things are necessary for better sales results. Now let's look at what kind of results you can expect.